Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, good day to you. And more importantly, Sabbath blessings. It is the Sabbath. Sabbath starts Friday sunset, and Sabbath finishes Saturday sunset. The time in between, the full 24 hours, is the Sabbath day. Sabbath blessings, one and all. We're doing our nighttime devotion. The devotional is called Conflict and Courage. The title today is Found Wanting. 1 Samuel 13:10. And it came to pass that as soon as he had made an end of the offering, the burnt offering, behold, Samuel came. And Saul went out to meet him, that he might salute him. God had directed that only those consecrated to the office should present sacrifices before him. But Saul commanded, "Bring hither a burnt offering." And equipped as he was with armor and weapons of war, he approached the altar and offered sacrifice before God. If Saul had fulfilled the conditions upon which divine help was promised, the Lord would have wrought a marvelous deliverance for Israel with the few who were loyal to the king. But Saul was so well satisfied with himself and his work that he went out to meet the prophet as one who should be commended rather than disapproved. Saul endeavored to vindicate his own course and blamed the prophet instead of condemning himself. There are today many who pursue a similar course. Like Saul, they're blinded to their errors. When the Lord seeks to correct them, they receive reproof as insult and find fault with the one who brings the divine message. Had Saul been willing to see and confess his error, this bitter experience would have been proved a safeguard for the future. He would afterward have avoided the mistakes which called forth divine reproof, but feeling that he was unjustly condemned, he would, of course, be likely again to commit the same sin. The Lord would have his people, under all circumstances, manifest implicit trust in him. Although we cannot always understand the workings of his providence, we should wait with patience and humility until he sees fit to enlighten us. Saul's transgression proved him unworthy to be entrusted with the sacred responsibilities. Had he patiently endured the divine test, the crown would have been confirmed to him and to his house. In fact, Samuel had come to Gilgal for this very purpose. But Saul had been weighed in the balance and found wanting. He must be removed to make way for one who would sacredly regard the divine honor and authority. Found wanting. Saul, as I've said before, was full of self. He was chosen by the people of Israel because they chose him for his earthly qualities, not any divine qualities, which of course he had none. They chose him because he was deemed to be a mighty warrior in the physical way, but not in the spiritual way. And it brings it all home when it says, Samuel had come to Gilgal to bring blessing to Saul, But because Saul failed to wait for him, he became impatient and full of self and pride. It says Saul had been weighed in the balance. Weighed in the balance means he had his whole being, physical, mental, spiritual being had been weighed and found wanting, meaning he was found not to be worthy of a spiritual blessing which he would have received, and not to be found worthy of it, which means he didn't receive it, which means he was not of God, and God rejected him. And therefore he had to be removed to make way for the one who would sacredly regard the divine honor and authority, someone who would honor God and give his service to God and not to self and pride, which then turned out to be David, which I'm sure you'll find out soon enough if you don't already know. So this leads the question, are you to be found wanting, or are you to be found of spiritual value, high value to our Father in heaven, that he will preserve you, guide you, protect you, and guide you in this life to reach the next. When I say next life, I'm not talking about reincarnation or blah blah, anything like that. No. I'm talking about the next life, which is eternal life. Eternal life to be spent with him in his kingdom in heaven, which soon will be down here. But that time is yet to come. God bless you.